All right, everybody, welcome back to the Plimbo Companion Podcast, Last of Us Season 2 edition.
Season
Uh,
2, Episode 1.
Episode 1. Note, the first episode of the season. This is on time. This is a first for this
It
podcast.
aired 1 hour ago. We are here. We are locked in,
This is
and we're good to go.
the freshest takes. Uh, Maybe not the most knowledgeable takes. I was thinking, when did the first season of this come out? It was 2 years ago, and I remember the general plot. I like that the
Well,
recap was just the end of the of the last season. I think that's really all you need to know.
I skipped the recap.
You
I
skipped the
kind of
recap was
regret
like
it.
it's like 20 seconds.
The button came up, and every time it says skip the recap, I just skip it.
Yeah.
But as I was hitting the button, I was like, maybe I shouldn't have done that. But it was too late. I was in.
Yeah.
So, I'm thinking about how we should approach this.
Uh.
And, I don't want to go about this chronologically.
Okay. That's fair.
I have some thoughts
General thoughts.
that I would like to get to,
Yeah.
and then we can,
Sure.
So do you mind if I?
No, yeah. I mean, yeah, go ahead.
All right. So the first thing that stood out to me was Ellie has a new friend,
Yeah.
whose name I don't remember,
Dina.
and that Dina, and that's cute. In the beginning of the episode, Ellie has this crush on her,
Yeah.
and we think Dina is straight. But then at the end, they have their nice little moment.
Yeah.
I will say though, do you feel like it's at all strange Dina's relationship with Joel?
Yeah. I also thought that was kind of weird. The scene,
Like
it's almost like she's like flirting with him at that table. It's kind of weird.
that was the vibe that I was getting
Yeah.
until he mentioned that she was Ellie's best friend. And there's also the scene where Dina's talking to Ellie and says, "I'm gonna go watch movies with your dad.
Yeah.
Do you want to come?"
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was weird. I don't know if they do that in the game, but I thought that was kind of
Well,
strange.
I agree. You're bringing up another point that I have. How is this a game? I I don't know how you put this in game format.
It's a lot of walking around and watching cutscenes.
Yeah, like the scene with the therapist. I'm like, was this actually in the game?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's new. I have no idea. I have not played the second game. I haven't played the first game, but I did watch other people play the first game. I did not
Oh,
watch anyone play the second game.
interesting.
So
Well,
I don't really know.
there are moments that I think they do a very good job of capturing the game aesthetic and feel. Like when they're in the grocery store, I think it's a grocery store,
Yeah,
and Ellie falls through the floor, and it's like that's a classic game trope that
100%.
really you don't see in TV shows that often, but you see in games constantly.
Yeah.
And the whole like she's now separated from Dina, and they have to, anyway. So I thought that was
Yeah.
cool that they are, still giving you the game feel. And I
Yeah,
assume that was taken from the game, shot for shot.
probably. I mean, and to your point, there's a lot of dialogue in this episode, right? Or it's
Well,
like, but that's like how I mean, I don't know how else you're gonna do it if it's a TV show, you know?
I just thought there was some nice foreshadowing there, where Dina is like, "Oh, did you get bit? Will I need to shoot you?"
Uh huh.
Setting up in the future, even this episode, Ellie gets bit.
Right.
And in fact, what I wrote down like approximately 3 seconds before that, maybe 2 minutes, is I like how they structured the show such that Ellie could get bit at any moment because she's immune in the way that Joel couldn't. Like, we know in any situation, Joel is going to be fine because they need him to survive till the end of the season.
Yeah.
But Ellie, it adds real tension because you're like, oh, maybe she does get bit. Maybe. and that advances the plot in a different direction. So I think that's very cool.
Yeah, I also like they have she has that scene with Tommy at the beginning where she yells, "I'm immune. I've been bit. I am the cure." Almost as if to remind the I guess the viewer before that scene happens later in the episode. Perhaps you've forgotten. I don't
Oh,
know.
that's an interesting point. I assume they had covered that in the recap, though.
No, the recap was just the end of the first season where she asks Joel if everything that he told her about the
Well,
Fireflies is true, and he says yes, and that's it. That's the whole recap.
oh, then I did see the recap.
Oh,
That was all?
that was the whole thing. That was the whole recap.
Okay. So, given the scene you were talking about, here's what I think later in the um later in the show, we're going to see that from the perspective of the group we saw in the beginning, led by Abby.
Yeah,
And they're going to be like hidden off in the woods, seeing them and hearing Ellie scream that she's immune.
I could totally see that happening.
I think that'd be very cool. It'd be a full circle moment, and I bet you they'd do it.
Yeah.
I
Uh,
couldn't tell how far away they were, though, because they did ride horses. But
yeah, it seemed at the end. I mean, I don't know if the ending shot is shown chronologically, but they do seem pretty far away. So I don't know.
yeah, and what do you think about the pipe, the sewage pipe filled with the roots?
Yeah, they got like mushroom roots in there, I guess. I don't know.
Well, in when they first opened it, I thought it was 100% fungus, and they weren't roots at all.
It is interesting they don't, I guess, think
They
about that.
they look so much like the fungus.
Yeah. And yeah, we see them move at the end. I'm sure that'll be problematic. I It's
So,
weird.
what do you think about Joel's discussion with I don't remember her name, but is she the mayor?
The
The
therapist? I forget
no
her
no
name.
no 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 no
Oh.
the
Oh,
his sister-in-law.
yeah. Oh, yeah, I did have something to say. Uh, he's right.
See, is he right though?
I think he's right.
They seem so comfortable. Like surely they could pack in more people if they need to. Does the therapist need to have a whole house to herself? Does Joel need to have a whole house to himself? Ellie's in the garage. Why are they building a house per person?
I guess that's true. Maybe they do say it's a housing problem, but yeah, it's very clear
Like
that people are living in like single family homes. Uh,
I I commiserate with Joel's infrastructure issues and
Joel
concerns, but
Joel
at the
does
same
Joel
time,
doesn't want migrants in his house.
I think that's what it is. And I think she brings up an excellent point, which is just 5 years ago, Joel was the guy wandering in.
It's true.
Maybe wandering's not fair because he was looking for his brother, but you know,
Yeah,
I,
whatever. I
I,
Okay. I got a question for you.
I, yeah,
What about the weed as a currency? What do you think about
yeah,
that?
I know. Yeah, the alcoholic therapist and the weed as a currency.
Yeah.
Um, where's he getting the weed?
That's why are they just growing weed?
Like,
Too,
I guess
seems
this
like a
is well, this is Wyoming. It's surely it's too cold to grow outside.
I
Does he store weed all
well, that's
year
what
to
I'm saying. If
slowly
they have
pay
like
his
if
therapist?
they have some sort of a greenhouse, you think they would be like growing just food. But it seems like
Well,
everybody's smoking weed in this encampment.
well, to be fair, I think we would be too.
Sure, if it was readily
It's easier
available,
to like compared to alcohol, compared to the whiskey. I bet you so much easier to get weed.
I guess that's true.
Like, but I'm wondering why is he paying her per session? Why is why is this a capitalist society
I
when you have
also
this?
don't Yeah, I don't understand why he needs to pay.
Like, you would think, does he get paid for anything he does?
No way, right?
Yeah, I feel like this is a society where everybody has to pitch in.
Right. Because what does she do? Sit around? Get
She does
drunk?
therapy. She sits her exactly. And frankly, I'm not convinced she's all that good at it.
She kind of just yelled at him.
Yeah, well, I think it's like I mean, it speaks to uh just the difference between living in a society like that, where, like Joel, for instance, at the end of the episode, where there's the homophobic remark,
Yes.
when Dinah and Ellie kiss, and then Joel fucking decks the guy.
Yeah, that was funny.
So Joel is at a place in society where he can basically do whatever he wants, and he'll get away with it because he's at the top of the hierarchy,
Yeah. I
which
mean,
allows for all of these abuses. Like, even though this guy shouldn't have made the comment, probably shouldn't have punched him in the face for it. Like, in our society, that would have been unacceptable.
that's true.
So I wonder how much they're going to explore that aspect of it. Like, um,
I'll be honest
I
with
don't
you.
know.
I think this whole community burns down in the next episode.
When they started talking about New Year's,
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, they're fucked. They are fucked."
I actually thought before they showed the mushrooms in the little pipeline,
Yeah.
I thought that sparkler was gonna like light it up and it was gonna like cause some
So did I.
massive explosion or something.
Yeah, 100%. That's where my head was at.
Uh,
And when the guys were on the wall drinking,
yeah, I thought
I
they
was
were
expecting like a sniper
a
shot, take
hundred.
them out.
Yeah, 100%. I was expecting that too. It'd be very like Walking Dead esque. I don't know.
So
It's it's cool though. I doubt we'll get that involved in the community politics. It was cool. They have like the little
you
like
think
board
you
of
think it's
people.
done?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm just very interested in how they're doing the rule of law and preventing abuses. Like, for instance, there's a moment in The Therapist when Joel is meeting with the therapist where you can tell the therapist thinks that he has sexually abused Ellie,
Well,
and
he obviously
well,
has some dark
the
secret.
implication is there.
Yeah.
And here's my question to you:
What it would be the punishment for
if he
that?
had, is he in such a prominent place in society that there would be no repercussions?
I don't really know. I don't really know what they would do. I don't know how the show would handle that. I don't know how an actual community like this would handle that.
I think we need look no further than the Me Too movement to know how an actual community would have handled it.
Yeah. He'd be
Like, if
canceled.
Harvey Weinstein was in charge of the community, he would have never gotten in trouble.
Yeah, but
He would
without
have just.
but Joel's the only guy who knows how to fix the breakers. So maybe you give him a pass.
I don't even think it's a pass. I think everybody just believes him when he says he didn't do it
Ah, yeah.
because, to your point, he's a necessary member of society.
He seems to
It's
be
it,
he's a resourceful, useful guy.
the dynamics change so much when you take it down to a small scale
You
like this.
just keep him away from the kids.
I don't know how you're supposed to handle it. I genuinely, it's a tough,
It's a
it's
tough
a tough
question.
situation.
I want to talk
Um,
real quick aside, a
yeah,
small thing. But there's the scene where Dina comes to get Ellie for the patrol. She asks her where she got the new holster, and she said she traded Jesse for a pair of boots. What is this girl, like 4 feet tall? How are those boots fitting that
wait,
guy?
who's Jesse?
Jesse's the Asian dude, I think.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, I'm
What?
pretty sure.
I thought his name was like Will or some shit.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I'll find the Asian guy's name. This is the ex-boyfriend we're talking about.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. Let's see. I'm on the IMDb. And
Jesse.
not even seeing him on here. I don't.
No. Jesse is played by Stephen A. Chang.
Yep, there it is.
What? No, this guy's like 50 years old.
What? All right, even still.
What do you mean? Even are we thinking of Jordan? Maybe
I don't know. I don't even know
even
if
the
she
young
says
Asian
Jesse.
guy.
My point is, she's not trading boots with any man that we see on the show. That's all I'm saying.
Well, okay, it's a barter society. He doesn't have to wear the boots. He
Oh, you
just
think
trades them to
he's
somebody
trading
else.
them again? You know, you bring up a good point. Once again, why is he paying in weed? All right.
Well, and the other thing is, why'd she trade? Like, Dinah's brought up a lot of good points here, which is
You needed the boots. You probably should have
You
kept the
need those
boots.
boots.
You
It's
live in a
fucking cold
you
out.
live in a snow society.
Yeah. Like,
That was a dumb trade,
wait, is her name Dinah?
Dina.
Her name isn't Dina.
And her name
Is her
is
name Dina?
Dina.
Her name is Dina?
That is her name.
Are we sure?
I
Wait,
am
what?
so sure her name is Dina.
It could. Okay. All right. No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
She doesn't look like her at all on her IMDb page. I didn't think she was white. I was getting more of a Hispanic vibe.
She's white? No, she's
She's played
not.
by Shannon Woodward, it says.
No. She's played by Isabella Merced,
Yeah, I think the IMDb page is wrong. Let me send you a screenshot.
who's also Dora the Explorer,
Oh, wait, hold up. Hold up. I am on
season 1.
the video game IMDb
Oh
page.
my god.
Everything I just said was dead wrong. Okay.
55-year-old man. Oh my gosh. All right.
All right. That's my bad.
That's all right.
Okay. I was like, damn, she doesn't look at all like her.
So,
Okay.
whatever.
Yep.
Dumb trade.
No, 100%. For a holster? Come on. How
So,
many guns does she even need?
she's got too many. She's got like the shotgun, like a rifle, I think a sidearm pistol, whatever. So when they go to the grocery store, they see that they were eating a bear. But you think that was that abnormal?
Well, see, that's something I've never really understood. Is you'd think all of the wildlife would die pretty soon if the zombies eat animals.
Yeah, it's something they don't really talk about, but do they need to eat? I don't really know how
I
the
don't
zombies. I
remember.
don't really know how the zombies work in this world. I know they're a mushroom zombie, like it's a fungal infection.
Yeah, which when I first saw in season one, I thought was terrifying. Because it sounded so realistic.
Yeah,
Like if there was a zombie, that's how they'd do it.
right. But I guess I don't know. I guess the fungus needs to consume something to survive. I don't know if they're doing that from the body, and then I don't know. You gotta eat something. I don't know.
You would think maybe they could just photosynthesize. Do mushrooms No, mushrooms don't
No, they don't.
photosynthesize.
They
So they
eat
got to consume
decaying
something.
matter, carbon,
Anyway, I don't know. If
whatever.
Ellie has children, will they also be immune?
That's a good question. I don't know. Maybe she's the only one who should be allowed to reproduce, and they cull everyone else. That's how you save society.
What does culling everybody else do?
Um, that's a good. I don't know. That's a good question. I just kind of thought that was like the natural next step, but maybe we don't have to do that. That's a good point. It's a good thing you brought that up before we did it.
That's a 1-2 punch. You got to.
Uh,
Right. So, what do you think about the whole group they introduced at the beginning? We learned about Abby. We learned about the other
yeah,
ones,
the Firefly group. I don't like
and
any
this
of them.
was 5 years prior.
Yeah, I don't.
They really snuck in that 5-year time skip.
Right. Yeah, I don't like any of them. I'm gonna say it right now.
Really?
No.
I mean, all right. Put myself in Abby's shoes, and
Huh.
we've talked about this on the Invincible pod, but Joel kind of doomed the world and killed all of their friends. So I'm kind of on Team Abby.
Yeah, well, they tried to kill him. To be honest.
Walk me through how the how it happened again.
All right. He goes to take Ellie out of the operating room.
Yeah, but
They say no.
that's no. But that's my point. He's trying to do. They're trying to save the world by understanding what makes Ellie immune.
Yeah.
So when he goes to take her out, one might say that's a crime against humanity.
Sure.
So
Uh-huh.
are they not in the right to try to kill Joel at that point?
Um no.
See, I guess this comes down to or is it guaranteed to work? Like, if this is a 1% chance to say, actually, even if it's a 1% chance,
I think you're taking
I
those
don't know.
odds. You're taking those odds.
I think I would look for a better solution that doesn't kill her. Like, maybe her children are immune. Like, I would
Well, yeah, I
shoot
mean,
for
like
other
that's what I'm
options.
saying is, you don't
But
they kind of jumped the gun. I thought.
yeah, but I don't like Joel's approach either. My point is, I understand where she's coming from. I also would be upset.
Yeah, that's
I'm
fair.
surprised that you
Would
don't
you
empathize.
would you be I don't know, would you be like 5 years of tracking somebody around
Oh,
upset?
you know I don't have 5 years worth of focus in me.
I just think the rage would be died down by 5 years.
Oh, 100%. But also, I would have died very early. She's harder than I am. So, like,
I think you could have made it a while.
yeah, how many years has it been at this point?
I
It's a
well,
lot.
I think if the first season is over like a couple of years, it's probably been. Oh yeah, but in the first actually, since the show starts, and then there's a time skip, right? There's like another like a
Yeah, a long time skip.
I don't know.
I mean,
We'll say it's
Ellie
been 15
never knew the
years.
before times, and she's 19, so it has to be at least 19 years.
Well,
Because her mother was attacked by a zombie. So
yeah,
so 20 years minimum.
yeah. I guess
That's
you're
better.
right.
So no, I'm not making it 20 years. Brother, I'm barely making it through the week right now. You think I'm surviving 20 years of the zombie apocalypse?
Well, you better start.
I'm hanging myself on day 5.
You could fix some. You can fix some circuit breakers for people.
Well, okay, that's true. If you give me a nice job,
They put you in a
we'll see.
nice, you start trading people weed for therapy.
Oh, okay. So you're right. Maybe I'll have a more successful and happier life in the
You'll
zombie
find a good
apocalypse.
group, and then you'll fix their electronics. And in exchange, they'll give you weed.
Would you guys be interested in some object-oriented programming support? Or
Yeah,
I'd be
yeah,
happy to set up your web server.
yeah. I see the Wi-Fi is not working. I'm gonna work on that. Uh,
I have no applicable skills. What are you talking about? Would you gentlemen be interested in a podcast?
Mike,
Like,
Mikey
come on.
Johnston's been trying to fix the Wi-Fi for 20 years. It's not working.
That's why it needs to be a capitalist society, so I can mooch like that.
Right. Every time they come to you, you say, I've almost reached a breakthrough.
We almost got Twitter back, baby.
Yeah.
Here, all right. Circling back for a moment here, though. Isn't Joel supposed to be sick?
No?
I thought like a whole plot point of season 1 was Joel was coughing the whole time, and we kept thinking he was gonna die.
Oh. He's better
No?
now.
Yeah, like,
I don't know. I don't know if that was a thing. Yeah, but if it was, he's better now.
no, it was totally a thing.
Oh, well. He grew up. He walked it off.
Like,
Oh, well, yeah, when he gets like impaled and then
no, he was coughing like he had emphysema or some shit.
yeah, when she's like nursing him back to health, he's like sick. He's like it's an infection in his wound.
That's all it was?
I think so.
Alright.
All right. So
I really thought he had some
I
like
don't think so. I think he's like just got like some sort of
oh,
he's like
apparently he had anxiety attack.
oh, he had anxiety attacks. Yeah. He grew up.
Those
He doesn't have
seem
those
to be
anymore.
gone.
Yeah, he grew up.
Well, but it's also a cushier setting. You know,
Yeah,
he's
it's true.
we haven't I don't think he even goes on patrol anymore.
No.
I did like that scene where he was playing the guitar on the porch.
Yeah, that was
They
cool.
got nice houses.
That was
All
cool.
I'm saying is it's a little selfish that they're not letting people
They're letting people in.
well that he doesn't want to.
Well,
Or maybe, to be fair.
it used to be a nice neighborhood.
I guess he's not even saying the problem is she's the mayor, his sister-in-law,
Uh-huh.
is saying you have to build more houses.
Yeah.
And he's saying we can't.
Yeah.
She's like, you gotta. And he's like, what if you just stop letting in people?
Yeah.
So why does she think that the houses need to be built so bad?
That's true. Well, she should be She should be saying not houses. You need to build the apartment
Dorms.
complexes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like a
the
barracks.
shelters. Yeah. I can't
So,
keep building these two-story family homes for every single person that comes in here.
oh
She's
yeah.
got a vision for the community.
How much weed do you think it costs for a home?
It's got to be a lot of weed. If it costs that, I mean, that was a decent
See,
amount of weed for that therapy session.
oh yeah, like what do you think? That was an eighth?
That was a good
Well, no,
amount.
it's more.
That was a good
That might have been.
amount, and that was for a therapy session. Oh man, you got to be moving product if you want a house.
Yeah, I don't get why people are getting houses for free, but he has to pay for the therapy. But
I like the idea that their community function, like their currency is weed. Like that's every that's how everything
well,
works.
do you remember those Trailer Park Boy episodes
Yeah,
where
he's like
Ricky's
trading,
paying for everything in hash?
yeah, the
He
hash
makes his little
coins
hash coins.
from his
Yeah, you can
driveway.
do that.
Yeah, from his driveway. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Maybe they don't have the tools to make hash anymore.
No, that's an advanced technology.
I don't even know how you do it.
I always thought it was
It can't be that
like
hard
I
though.
always thought it was like shitty weed that like you have to like mix some chemical with or
Well,
something.
to be fair, he gave her shitty weed.
Well,
It was just stems and seeds.
Joel smokes the good stuff.
He's got to get over his panic attacks.
Yeah.
So, what do you
Uh,
think about this Ellie Joel schism?
I mean, I don't know. I think it's very obvious why she's upset with him.
Does she know?
I think she knows. I think deep
I
down
don't
she
think.
knows.
Well, yeah, it felt like she knew back then when she asked him.
But I also think she's also doesn't like how protective he is and like tries to do stuff for her when she thinks she could do it herself. She's obviously like I think she's very insecure with you know,
Her place in society.
yeah.
See,
It's yeah.
and she's in such a position of privilege is the other thing, and because I'm sure many people would love to not be going on patrol.
Yeah, that's true.
Like in some ways, yeah, it feels very selfish what she's doing because it feels like Joel is genuinely looking out for her, especially when she's flouting the rules of society. If you're on patrol
You follow the
and
rules.
someone's in charge, you follow the rules. Like why she thinks she's better than this, but she's not.
It's true. She put herself and others at risk.
So I think she's being a bit of a baby. I also think Joel should tell her that he killed all those people.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. You take that to the grave.
Oh, when the Fireflies show up, she's finding out.
Yeah, well, you know,
You think you take that to the grave?
you gotta.
I don't think I could. I mean,
You,
because realistically,
you would tell your
what's the worst thing that's
therapist.
gonna happen?
You would tell your therapist over an eighth.
No, I mean, like nobody's gonna. The only person who's gonna be upset with Joel is Ellie.
Yeah.
Although I guess he'll have to reveal that she's immune.
Yeah, I don't really know. I mean, how would other people react to that?
I think they're just worried that there'll be another situation where people want to dissect her. But
Yeah.
I I kind of don't think that's gonna happen.
What do you think about the smart zombie?
What? Huh. I thought it was creepy. I liked it. I that one felt a little like an overused trope where in every zombie show it feels like, oh damn, now there's a smart one.
Yeah. They know how to climb on
Huh.
top of each other.
Yeah. So unless they go in a new direction with it, I just don't really care.
I thought it looked cool.
I agree
The little
with that.
feelers coming out of its nose.
Well, and she didn't look that decomposed either.
She looked
She looked
pretty
fresh.
fresh. It's true. I'm
So I
sure.
wonder. Hmm?
I was just saying. I'm sure we'll see more of them.
Oh, 100%. But I feel like the show has taken a very innovative approach to zombies so far, and that felt less innovative.
Yeah, that's
It's just
fair.
more the same.
I I wanted to ask you. So she go when she gets back to like whatever, fix her wound. She like cuts it open. Was that a sewing technique, or was that to make it look like it wasn't teeth marks?
Yeah, that was the cover up.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
100%. Which was
Yeah,
cool. I like that.
yeah,
Because it's only a matter of time before Dina sees it.
yeah.
So
That's just a C I cut into myself. Yeah,
well, yeah, and I guess it's fresh. But on the bright side, this thing sets in soon enough that if the wound's 4 days old, then you're fine.
yeah,
I don't think anyone's gonna care.
it's true. And obviously, I think she's not gonna turn from the second bite. I don't think that's gonna happen.
Oh no, no.
Uh,
I mean, they would ruin the show.
it's true. But
Anyway,
yeah. I mean, I don't know. Overall, I thought it was a good episode of the show. I liked it. It was a good introductory episode. It sets up some stuff.
I agree. I was kind of hoping something would happen at the end,
Yeah.
and it didn't really, but they teased it. Yeah,
I
I kind of feel like
Go ahead.
the beginning of the next one, things are going to be kind of back to normal.
Yeah, I mean, I
Um,
don't know. Do you think it's gonna be another like dialogue for the first 45 minutes, and then
that
and
that is what I think.
then the Roots explode a house and Abby's group invades, or what?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think they're not going to get to anything till the end of the second.
yeah. I can easily see that happening. I don't know how many episodes they're doing this season. They did. I was looking. They did like I don't know how many did they did in the last one.
Probably 10.
Sounds right. But
How would you rate this?
yeah, how would I rate this episode? I don't know. 7.5.
That's interesting you say that because there will be 7 episodes of season 2.
Oh wow, only 7. Oh, seven and a
We're getting
half.
like no content out of this.
I know that's gonna be tough. We're gonna have to think about that. Seven and a
Damn,
half. What do you
seven and
think?
a half. I'm probably gonna go as high as an 8. I thought it was good.
All right,
The show has excellent atmosphere.
it does. I like their town. I like where they filmed it. I don't know. It's cool. I like it.
Yeah, I would like to go visit wherever that is.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Well, let us dive on out.
dive on out. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll be back. We'll be back next week. Thank you.